What's up, buddy? How you doing? How you feeling? How you been feeling about the Marvel universe? Man, what a strange, sad turn it's been. I remember after Endgame, I went, well, they gotta be cautious. They gotta be cautious. They could very easily run this thing into the ground. But the idea made sense. It was like, we're going to have a couple movies. We're going to have some premiere TV series. All the TV series sounded like it was going to be fun. WandaVision sounded fun. Captain America and the Winter Soldier sounded fun. Or Falcon and the Winter Soldier, whatever it is. And we've just been watching this thing go down the tubes. There's almost nothing. Secret Invasion, terrible. Ant-Man 3, terrible. Thor, terrible. Doctor Strange, almost watchable, but not really. It's just been downhill. Except for Loki season 2. I still think Loki, it's not the best show, but at least it feels like its own thing. I kind of like it. I gotta catch up. We're here at the Marvels, and this is a strange thing. We have to talk about it. I mean, we have to think about a couple different factors. One, Captain Marvel made $1 billion, but Captain Marvel made $1 billion as the big, got a big lead in from Infinity War. Infinity War ends with a big tease. Oh my God, Captain Marvel. We got to call Captain Marvel. They kind of tricked us, really. It was a big trick. They're like, if you don't see Captain Marvel before Endgame, you're going to miss out. We're like, well, I mean, Infinity War was so good. How can I miss Captain Marvel? Captain Marvel, man, you almost didn't even need that movie. It didn't really. She shows up in Endgame. I guess at least you know who she is because of it, but kind of a waste of a movie. I've never met anyone who said, I love Captain Marvel. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there. That being said, it did make $1 billion, so there's going to be some return audience there. You got Monica Rambeau, who is coming back. I don't love this character. I know that makes me sound racist. Why don't you like the black... I mean, I don't like any of these characters, though. It's not a race thing. It's just, I don't love any of these characters. And Miss Marvel, look, I tried watching the first episode, and I said, okay, this is a Disney Channel original series. This is for children. It is not for me. I am a grown man. I do not need to watch the adventures of a 12-year-old girl going on a Hannah Montana-style adventure. So we have a movie starring all three. Sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. We've had a lot of bad news. We've heard about reshoots. We've heard about drama behind the scenes. And now we have two new pieces of news I want to talk about that I think this movie is going to be a dumpster fire. Actually, you know what? I know this movie's going to be a dumpster fire. We're going to talk about it. Hit that subscribe button down there, please. It takes you 2 seconds to click that button. And we have two pieces of news here. Now, first piece of news, you can take it or leave it. Marvels will be the shortest Marvel Cinematic Universe movie yet. Okay, let's get this news. Higher, further, faster, but the Marvels has not even been released yet, and it's already broken a Marvel Cinematic Universe record. This comes to us from Collider, but it has been reported pretty much everywhere. Shortest film out of 32 films. Can you believe it? The shortest one. A listing on AMC Theaters shows it running at 1 hour, 45 minutes. That's 105 minutes total. The previous record holders, Incredible Hulk and Thor the Dark World, which were both, those are old ones, huh? Which were at 112 minutes. In fact, out of these 31 movies prior to the Marvels, only 7 are less than 2 hours. These have always been 2-hour or more movies. So, there's a couple ways to take this news. One way to take this is positive. Okay, you could have a positive spin on this. I think some of us have been saying, man, these Marvel movies feel bloated. Can we get tight, concise adventures? Can you trim the fat? If there's really a bunch of scenes you feel like we need to see, why don't you make some deleted scenes we can watch on the Blu-ray? Nobody buys Blu-rays. Put them on YouTube, whatever else. Okay? That's one way to look at it. Probably the more realistic way to look at it is, again, we've heard a lot about them reshooting this movie, retooling this movie. This movie has been pushed back so many times. I actually wanted to look this up real quick. I remember McDonald's, the Marvels, toys. So, if you guys don't know, McDonald's, sets it up where you can promote your movie with a toy line. You're kind of supposed to release the toy line the same month the movie comes out. But because the movie got pushed back, they can't push the toys back. McDonald's is like, listen, we have a contract. The toys are coming out whether you like it or not. So these came out all the way back in August. This is 3 months prior, which I'm going to say is not good for the movie. Who did you get? Captain Marvel, Rambeau, Miss Marvel. Not Luke Cage, sorry, Nick Fury, the cat with the goblin mouth, and I guess these are probably the villains or something. These look fucking terrible. So the movie got pushed back so many times that they couldn't even coincide it with the toy line. And I'm going to say part of the reason this movie's runtime has been shaved down is I think they just cut this thing to the bone. They're like, this doesn't work. This isn't funny. This scene sucks. Cut, chop, cut. Okay? I think they filmed a big bloated disaster and they've got to cut it down. I could be wrong. Maybe they just tightened it up. Okay? But here's why I know that this movie is bad. Okay? If you're in this space reporting on these Hollywood movies, or if you're somebody who consumes the criticism, movie criticism, you know the old, what am I going to say, rule, or whatever you want to call it. The way this works, if you got a good movie, you put it out early to the critics. Okay? If you think you got a winner, you go, guys, here's the movie 2 weeks ahead of time. I want you guys to talk about it. Take to your social media. Tell everybody. Tell your fans. Tell your listeners. Tell your viewers that this movie is fantastic. If the movie is bad, you embargo the reviews. You go, you're not allowed to tell people about our movie until 2 days before, 3 days before. Okay? Because we want to limit the amount of time people have access to your reviews. We can't not have any reviews because then people will nobody will see the movie. They'll go, oh my god, this must be the worst thing ever. They're not even allowing people to review it. But we're going to embargo it as much as we can because we don't want to build 2 weeks of negative press. Okay, one day the reviews come out, immediately the movie comes out, and hopefully nobody saw them. Here's what we got. Disney stopping bad reviews for the Marvels from Giant Freaking Robot. And we have this tweet from Eric Davis, who says the first reactions for the Marvels will drop on November 7th at 9 p.m. Pacific Time, 12 a.m. Eastern Time. Reviews drop the next morning, November 8th. The film arrives in theaters everywhere on November 10th. Okay? So, you're going to have morning November 8th, you're going to have the reviews. And then afternoon is when movies typically come out. So that'll be, November 10th, I assume, is a Thursday or a Friday. Actually, probably November 10th will be a Friday. In California, you can they usually debut the movies a day early in California. I don't know why. We usually get them on Thursday. But most of you are going to get it on Friday. I assume November 10th is a Friday. Can I check that real quick? Let me see. November 10th is indeed a Friday. So you're going to have 2 days to read reviews, to find out if this movie is good. So, look, we know Hollywood. We know how Hollywood works. Okay? Is it possible it surprises us? Maybe. It's possible the studio thinks it's going to flop and people are actually going to fall in love with it. Movies have surprised people before. Sometimes the audience is not completely in tune with the Hollywood machine. But, guys, we know the superhero movie formula. I think at this point we know what a good superhero movie looks like. I think we know what a bad superhero movie looks like. And I think that this is going to be a fucking disaster. This is going to be... There's no way this movie is going to work. We've watched the trailers. I've watched the trailers. You can watch the videos on my channel. Looks bad. Looks bad. Only thing I can say that I'm excited about is, hey, when a bad movie comes out, everybody wants to talk about it. Good movie comes out, you don't get any press. I got to see Killers of the Flower Moon, but... I'm not going to review it because nobody watches positive reviews. You guys are here to... You guys are savages. You guys are monsters. You want to hear about the bad stuff. I get it. It's comedy, okay? It's more fun to rip on bad movies than it is to go see the good ones. And I think it's all in good fun. Again, this is a multi-billion-dollar corporation who made a bad movie, and I think they're going to have a little bit of egg on their face, and we love those stories. We love to see Disney fail, don't we? They kind of deserve it. They think... Nothing they do could go wrong. We're going to buy Star Wars, and it's going to be fantastic. We're going to make a Star Wars hotel, and everyone's going to love it. You guys are idiots. Keep fucking everything up. Guys, again, subscribe to the channel. Hit that button down there. Let me know in the comments. Do you have any hope for this movie? Do you have any hope? And I want to be fair. I'm going to be fair to the movie. I'm going to see it. I'm going to give it an objective review. Maybe it'll catch me off guard. Everything I've seen, I think this looks like a disaster. I don't know why you shoehorn the other two in there. Captain Marvel made $1 billion. Just make a straightforward sequel. Take that money to the bank. If you like comic books and you're sick of all these crappy comic book movies, you can check out my comic book, superkiller.org. You're going to love it. Still available on Indiegogo. Get your pre-order in now so you can be sure to get a first edition copy of my comic book, Super Killer. The Marvels. Oh, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.